Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It is your reluctant host and official Shintaro Stan, Amanda. And this is Jam Ladies. I am here with the lovely Zach and the lovely Laura, and we're all in the same room!
No more state of emergency.
We did disinfect each other before hugging. It's been, what, 3 months since we've been in the same room?
We were together March 2 months, 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 months, yeah. So it's been a really bloody long time. And, we've all got Starbucks because Starbucks is open again because the state of emergency has been lifted.
And we need to support Okura Papa's favorite restaurant.
Yeah,
Starbucks.
He's been posting a lot about Starbucks being open.
He's so weird. Like, now we know where Okura gets it, I guess.
Like, he posted a picture of his Starbucks being like, it's here at last.
Anywho, how are we?
Good. Out. I'm glad I'm able to walk around a bit.
Because your first official venture out was 2 days ago.
Yes.
Wasn't it? Yeah. How do you feel?
I burst into hives at the end of the day. I bursted into hives.
I guess let's talk about that, I guess. We are out of the state of emergency, everyone in Japan now. Hello, Lemon. Even you are out of the state of emergency.
Would you like to come up here? Meow.
Okay.
Bye.
She just got mad. It's like,
Yeah, she's left now.
Anyway, I personally think it's a little bit too soon. I think that they are... I think we're heading toward... I mean, like, Abe-san himself actually said, what's the worst that can happen? We'll have another state of emergency. And it's like, bro, that's not how that works.
Tokyo numbers are going up again.
I know.
So there's a lot of people dying without even knowing what's their status.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing too. Like, there is a lot of undetermined deaths in Japan at the moment, and it all just seems a bit hinky. But I mean, like, at the moment we can't go back to our countries. People from our countries can't come to us. Like, so if something happens to loved ones or anything like that, we're kind of in a hard position. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it together, and we'll hopefully see some form of a Johnny's Live this year. I feel thirsty. That's the only... No one bring up Oggy, please. I'm feeling thirsty because I want to see a concert and not Oggy.
What if he was your boyfriend?
Yeah, about that. That's kind of... So in the Oggy, it's like a boyfriend photo shoot. So it's like all the things that he would do if he was your boyfriend. There's a couple of
Clarify
things...
who's in Ogi again?
Some idiot. And the thing is, there's so many things in it, like playing the bass while brushing your teeth and on the couch. And I'd be like, get the fuck off the couch, go to the bathroom, spit that out of your mouth.
You know, like, idol photo shoots always have them brushing their teeth. It's like, it's a really big thing.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's the fact that they put something in their mouths.
I think it's
a purity.
It's a purity
like
and an intimacy thing.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like, oh, they're so clean, but also like you get to see this thing that, like, you know, you don't normally see famous people brushing their teeth. So it's like, oh, you can see like a glimpse of, I don't know. It's weird.
My favorite picture of Okura is him brushing his teeth.
Yeah. But anyway, so what else is he doing when he's your boyfriend?
I don't know. I don't actually want to ever see it. But I have 3 copies of it in my house because my friends are assholes.
You bought 2 of them, and then you asked me to buy the 3rd when I went out to the shops. But okay.
But our Hinatan also threatened to buy it for me if I hadn't already.
I'm going to print out a big poster.
But no, it's so funny because the title, like, it's in Japanese. It says, you know, what if Maruyama Ryuhei was your boyfriend? And then in the subtitle in English, it says, "What if he was your boyfriend?" And he is capitalized like a deity.
He's a god.
My idol god.
He's a god.
If you mean idol is spelled IDLE.
Idol.
He's an idol
That's
god.
Kura.
Yeah, that is.
Idol.
Loading. Like internet sounds.
I was supposed to say, of Okura and Okura Papa, I forgot to tell you earlier, they are gonna open a new kind of toriki.
Yeah, Ebi key, right?
No, not
What?
Ebiki. It's the what they call that.
Ebiki. Sounds like hippie.
Okuraya. Its the name is Okuraya. Toriki Okuraya.
Toriki Okuraya.
It's the Okura kanji and then the Kazoku kanji Okuraya. And it's like based on the Twitter post of Okura Papa, it's like it's managed by employees and semi-owned by employees of Toriki. So it's an in-house thing.
Yeah, like
That's
a,
cool.
like a family thing.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I think Okura Papa did, the message that Okura Papa did for this quarantine and this issue has been one of the best business model that I've seen, how a business can cope with the
he was,
situation.
Toriki was one of the first to close.
And they're the ones
Yeah, like
who
they slammed
who are the last to open because they will just open tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow being the 1st of June.
Yeah,
Tomorrow.
so
a lot of things are going to open tomorrow on the 1st
his
of June.
measures are commendable, and I think he pays his employees.
It's time for news, not the goods.
Only three remaining three.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
News members are only three.
Yeah, so I guess we should start News Not the Group with the news about...
News
There's
about
been news about news, and it's not great news.
Yeah, bad news
It's
about
big news.
It's big news, but it's not good news.
So, what we're talking about is that Tegoshi broke the state of emergency and went out and had a bit of a party.
2 times.
2 times, in fact. No masks, in a bar with some ladies and some men's and everyone who was of age and having a great time, but he shouldn't have done it. It's as simple as that. Shouldn't have done it. And so we noticed, you might remember the first episode that we came back, we were like, where is news in like the Smile Up project and all that sort of stuff? And it turns out that actually they were in a basement somewhere getting in trouble, I guess. But Tego will not be doing activities with Johnny's for the foreseeable future. And I think that might be his sayonara bow, just quietly.
Tego Mass is going to become
Mass.
It's funny.
Spare a thought for Masu, the poor bastard.
I know.
Tegoshi and Masu had a radio show this week, and the two, Kei-chan and Shige, was there instead of Tegoshi. In their J-Webs, they apologize to the fans about what's the shimpai, the worries.
Your fucking fault.
And that their common feeling is that we will protect news. So I think regardless of what happens to Tegoshi, they're still gonna continue on for Kei-chan, Shige, and Masu.
You don't get to be the last 3 of a 9-member group and then just decide to like fuck off.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna disband news.
Like
There's a curse of you and
I don't know
Shay.
how to say them anymore.
Kun?
Kun?
Aren't they kun?
Ueno.
Ueda and Nakamaru.
Ueda.
Yeah.
Ka-
But they've also got that
ka-
the hyphen is part of it, so it's
We
gotta
are
be.
hyphen. I don't know. I think though, like it's those. I think. Did you ever have a dream that where like then like the what I'm trying to say is I think we often forget that these guys, the ones that are leaving now, they are early millennials and mid millennials. They're not Zoomers or anything like that. They're literally been in these, like it's like the Nishiki article in Numero, where he was just like, I've been doing this for 22 years. Like, if I wasn't going to break now, and
do my own thing.
Yeah.
When
And,
will I
like,
start?
Tegoshi was in Johnny's for like
3
literally
months.
a minute before he was put into a group. So he didn't even really have that long to like be a junior and be like, you know what, actually this isn't my scene or whatever. But
And he's benefited with the privilege of being the youngest and cute for so long.
And he's got a set of pipes.
Yeah, he's really
Yeah, he's
talented. That's
talented.
one of the things. He's really talented. The last music show that I've seen, it's like he was being paired with opera singers because of his vocal pipes. So
He does, yeah. I wonder if, like, if he leaves, I know that, you know, him and Subaru were always talking about doing something together. And I can't imagine what that would
Kabuki.
look like in the
do you
real
remember?
life. Oh, my favorite memory. Yes, when... God, I don't even know what era this was. I think it was when they...
Dream Boys?
No.
No,
I think
it was
it was a news concert where... And Tego started crying, which is really unusual. Like, he normally doesn't cry. Like, the rest of the members just started, like,
What
freaking
concert
out.
was that?
it was
okay.
it was like
One of the... Like, 2 years ago?
2 years ago we
Yeah,
were in
2
our
years ago.
old place, but I remember we saw it on TV
Yeah.
live.
And they were on Music Station, and they were showing Tego crying, and then they have, you know, the VTR reaction squares. And Subaru was just cackling. Like, he was cackling in a way that you would when you're looking at your friend crying on stage, you know. Like, if I saw one of you guys crying on stage, I'd be like, ah, while texting you, ah. So I hope that they do get to kind of
would
hang
be
out. And...
No, the thing is,
Fascinating.
Fascinating, yeah.
I was just thinking the other day, Subaru and Tsubasa.
Oh my God, the Spanish flavor.
Yeah.
They had quite a rocky past.
But then eventually, I mean, Subaru guested in Tsubasa's
Yeah,
solo
yeah.
concert, so...
Were they boyfriends?
I think they may have been boyfriends, but I think there was a lot going on between the two of them.
And the third one.
And
The one
also-
that's looming on top.
And also Taki. And, speaking of Johnny Storms and Tsubasa and tying into our later topic where I will talk about V6, the members of V6 played a prank on Taki and Tsubasa where they got them into a room and basically like goaded them into shit talking some of the other members of V6 who then appeared
Is it
from
Tony
under
Sen
the
or
bed.
Kami-sen?
I think it was Kami-sen. I think it was
They're
yeah.
shit-talking the Tony Sen? Oh my god.
No, I think it was Go and Ken were under the bed.
Okay.
And I'm not sure who else was involved, but I remember Go and Ken came out from under the bed and were like, "Oh, really? That's what you think of us."
Surprise, motherfuckers.
Anyway, we were talking about Tegoshi.
Tegoshi. Only Masu has not been suspended and has not been
In trouble.
in trouble and burst into scandal. Even Taka, one
What's a taka?
He's
One rock.
the one OK rock
on a rock.
fellow.
Oh my God, I forgot he was in news.
The 9th member of News.
There were
in
For
One
like
OK Rock.
6 minutes.
Disclaimer: we do know it's 1 o'clock. We don't.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Stones. 6 stones.
Yeah, you can tell that like one of their people came from fucking Johnny's because it's a dumbass name.
Sexy Zone.
Anyway,
So we were gifted
Chronicle.
Chronicle F, which was a lot of fun, and it was all done on Zoom. And we learnt what each of them got each other. Well, that got Okura and Yoko. And you know,
do you ever have a dream where you then you can
Seriously, that's not the only things they gifted each other. That's the what they call that TV save
The TV,
stuff.
yeah.
yeah.
so it starts off really nicely with Maru being that person in the group that overgives presents. None of you look at me, please.
Overgives presents only to his boyfriend.
Only-
He gave a normal present to Yoko.
Yeah, he did.
It's just sausage.
He just
and
gave him sausage.
one
And
up
then
for
Hina gave him the same sausage and a barbecue.
So I'm so
The
sorry,
same,
Maru. Seven rings.
Ariana Grande's hand tattoo.
Oh, he said maybe it's an Ariana. So Maru gives Okura a bottle of whiskey from Mount Fuji.
Because Okura likes
He
Mount
likes
Fuji.
A poster of Mount Fuji.
Because Okura likes Mount
That
Fuji.
you need to get.
I'm guessing Maru has Amazon Prime. And then also a jellyfish lava lamp. Look,
Because Okura likes jellyfish.
he does. I have this, and it's lovely. It's actually very, very
Yeah,
nice.
we bought it. It's
Highly
great.
recommend it. Highly recommend it. We then what we get? What did Yasu gave?
No. There's still
first for
there's still
Yoko.
one more present from Maru to Okura because he likes jellyfish.
And
the
Chinese
dried-
jellyfish. You
Yeah.
gave
Yeah.
him Chinese jellyfish.
Yeah.
Which our Hinatan was by coincidence making that very same day. So there was that. Yasu got
The
Yoko a piano.
and then a mic for Okura.
Yeah, and a bike for Okura, and then
Mic.
A mic.
Mike. Did I say bike?
You said bike.
I meant Mike. And then Mike.
I have a list open of what everyone got Yoko, but I didn't open a list of what everyone
Wait,
got.
I can't remember. Someone remind us.
Hina.
You know how you have a friends group, and there's always two of them that have a bunch of kind of weird in jokes or a weird relationship. And through through Chronicle F, we worked out that that's actually Okura and Yoko. So Okura's present from Yoko was a DVD of My Boss, My Hero, starring Tego, conversely, that Yoko borrowed 12 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago. And then Okura gave...
Sodayo.
Okura... Oh, I can't even say. Okura gave Yoko a taxidermied crow. Just a taxidermied crow. What a gift. What a gift, Okura. Just
Well, in return, he got that DVD.
He got that
he
DVD
wanted.
back.
You know what?
Because, Yoko was saying that he was going through all his DVDs and shit. So
Yeah.
he must have found
This is
it.
not mine. This is
probably-
Okura's. Oh, it's his birthday.
Oh, I know what to do. This will be great.
I guess it's probably like older brother, younger brother.
Yeah.
Oldest brother, younger brother.
What do you call
Yeah.
that? Speaking of the crow, we can put Yasu's antlers and then the crow.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the front cover of the new album.
Well, do we need to talk about
Yoko's presents. Like,
interior decorating?
what's in my house segment.
Yeah,
in-
the What's in My House segment, and we got to see some fucking ugly shit from Yoko. Like, wow, son.
the puzzle.
The puzzle of the dog on the toilet, I'm clutching my pearls. I'm not wearing pearls, I'm wearing a semi-skivvy. But I am appalled, and I wish to break into his home to redecorate it.
It's a guy. It's a man cave. What we're gonna do?
Oh my
Like,
god.
who
Why
chooses?
the Michael Jackson cat pillow?
Who chooses to buy those things?
It's
So he goes, he goes on Amazon Deal of the Day. He goes on Amazon Deal of the Day, and he gets this shit from there.
No, but at least it's cohesive. It's all dogs. You have
Yeah,
a dog.
it's
No,
true,
one of
it's
them
true.
is a cat.
It's
The
an animal.
Jack Sparrow
Oh,
is
yeah,
a cat.
Yeah, just Paris.
Is it like, Michael Jackson's like a
Michael
fucking
Jackson's
chihuahua.
a dog.
Or it's gifted by his brothers. We'll never know.
No, he goes on Amazon.
Yeah,
Deal
Amazon
of the Day.
Deal of the Day.
100%.
And then they order McDonald's and
Ah,
yes.
alone.
And we were also given the gift of, I ordered McDonald's today already. Oh, what'd you order? Oh, I ordered the chicken burger. Oh, me too. Then Yoko running in full tilt. Yeah, me too. I also got McDonald's.
And they're gonna deliver the McDonald's to us via Uber Eats.
Well, like Hina said, he actually has fake names for his account. So
Yeah,
for
English.
the black one, which we assume is Uiz because they can't say these things,
Yeah.
he has a foreign-sounding name because
Yes.
it's a foreign company. And for the red one, which
His
is the
friend's
Mayakan, is, of course, in Japanese.
He also uses his own name.
Yeah.
I always remember that story of Subaru being in the car and he was like fighting. he was fighting with this credit card company, and he was like, oh, you know, like there'd been like some really dodgy charges, or like who knows?
Well, he's in the car with Yoko. Yoko's driving this whole time, and Subaru's just fighting on the cell phone.
Yeah, and like Subaru's like, I didn't want to fight, but it was just getting so frustrated that I started getting really irate. And finally, like they rectified the situation, and he's like, okay, I'm sorry or whatever. And then the girl goes, oh, Shibutani-san, I'm actually I'm an Ada. Like, I'm an Ada. And he was just, and she goes, and you're my favorite. And he was like, oh my God. And I think she just disconnected the call, apparently. Like, I think she was so mortified. She just like hung up the phone. But, oh my God, if she was in K-pop, she should have money off that. I think the thing, like, with them being at home, like, for example, when they have to have the blank walls, you can see where they've had to take pictures down. And but it's really interesting to me. And, like, Okura has this little garden thing, like, so he lives on the ground floor.
It's nice to see that they're plant daddies. So he also have showcased his plants, and then he said that he talks to them.
He should.
I just remember my plant bay in Okura.
There's Bretman Rock, who we're big fans of.
It's a plant bay also.
He's a plant daddy now.
It's like an overnight thing for him.
I'm very proud of Bretman, actually. This has nothing to do with Johnny's, but he very actively spoke out today about influencers and how they are simply not doing anything in regards to the George Floyd situation. Not just George Floyd himself, but the bigger arching situation, because they're afraid of losing sponsorships. And it's like, if you are doing a sponsorship for a company that doesn't care about black people, people of color, because unfortunately we had a Kurdish man beaten to death by the Tokyo police
even here
this week. So we had protests as well, and I agree with that. I don't want to support a brand, and I don't want to get money for a brand that doesn't support something as simple as humanity.
Stop the violence.
I mean, a lot of us, the three of us have different privileges in different ways.
No, it's a simple fact that they see a person being beat up on the side of the street. You need to do something.
It was Will Smith, which really surprised me. He said that violence hasn't increased, it's just now being filmed. Just seeing that screenshot of that man, that murderer, that serial killer, I'm gonna say it, because he's killed more than one person in his police career. Just looking at the camera, just thinking it's just another day at work, like, fuck you. Just fuck you.
And speaking of people, are things being publicized more? It's been there, but it's just that it's being escalated because of social media. There's a lot of things like the scandals and so on that they're having right now. It's going to be a slap on the wrist 10 years ago. But because of the clamor that has happened, or because of the social media noise that they're having or creating because of these scandals, that it causes like more action.
People used to be able to get away with doing a lot of shit in the dark, and now it's getting a lot harder to do that.
Yeah.
We're not a political podcast, but the three of us are, we try our best to be good humans.
The Jam Ladies have donated to the Minneapolis Freedom Fund, but after doing so, I saw some tweets that were saying that they were like, we have gotten so many donations, please stop donating to us and donate to other things. So we have retweeted a couple of different threads that have information about where to donate. Donate there, donate where you live.
Don't think it's just limited to the US.
No.
It's been happening all over the world. So, and those who are affected, we might not know it, or there might be some haters who are actually affected of the same profiling. So just don't hesitate to reach out if you've experienced that. Even those who in the Japan who experienced it, or even in your own country. People just needs to understand each other.
Like Zach said, any of you, if you ever need to talk or you need a safe space, we are all there for you. But moving on, the Johnny shop will be reopening. What a tangent.
That's okay. No, so it's just changes in the Johnny system right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening, but in the world, but it's the small thing. Let's talk about a few things we can control.
Yep.
So
We don't.
ironically, as I start talking about a balloting system. So the Johnny shops will open from tomorrow, I believe. So in Umeda and Fukuoka and Tokyo and Nagoya. Yeah, I was making a twitching eye because I couldn't remember them all. But it is going to be a balloting system. So not in the sense of like you do it online. It will be just you're given a ticket. So come back in this time. Because if you've ever been in a Johnny shop, especially on a concert day, my lord, you don't want to be
Caught.
You don't want to be caught
In the mess.
and you don't want to be
Squeezed by little girls. Crowded by small children.
ew. Claustrophobic. You don't want to be
You'll
claustrophobic.
only be allowed in for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you will not be allowed to line up. You can only come 10 minutes ahead of time. It looks like it more than balloting. It's like online
Reservation or something.
Yeah, so it's like kind of
okay.
first come first serve, but yeah, so there's 3 time slots per day.
You know what's safer?
Online.
Buy online.
I was just thinking about the shiny 12th anniversary, and Taman is the only one who's not in the army, so he had to decorate a cake all by himself.
Oh, poor Tammy.
And he's like, he's writing all their names, and he's just like, oh, Young, why do you have so many letters in his name? And he's like talking to Jonghoon like he was there, and I was just like, And then he
even wrote wrote
Jonghoon, and then he just carved his name in it a bit creepily, like Taman's. I know it was a bit weird. Bless him, Taman's a gift, but he also forged all of their signatures because he knows how to forge all of their signatures.
Okay, so, just one thing: if you get signed CDs, you will never know who signed it.
I mean, like they are going to give these away, but I guess they have their own inherent value because, like, he does them so like well, and he's so proud of himself. And then towards the end of the call, Minho calls from the army, and he's just like, "That's fraud. You can't do that."
Wait, I can just imagine if you line up for signature sessions, and then it's
Taman
like,
just doesn't.
It's just Taman.
it's like, oh no, I need for some Taman, he's late. Can you sign for him first? And
Taman's just like, I've done everyone, it's fine. Jonghoon too, it's fine. He did sign.
No, the funny thing is, I'm then a fan of Jonghoon's. Like, this is the latest single of what they call that, of Shiny, and it's like, it has Jonghoon's name.
Anyway, it was very cute. I thought it was very.
He's alive.
Jesus, he's signing signals from beyond the grave.
And Taman's like, So speaking of online buying, we all got our goods. Did everyone get their goods?
We
got some good
ordered
goods?
our goods.
You ordered.
We not. The boys
boys
are
have been
late.
delayed.
We got an email that
The
was like
bus
your
has been
order
delayed.
with Cindy and Shorty and
Mary
and Taddy and
Kimmy.
will be
They've
there.
been delayed, so their bus has been delayed.
Yep, the bus has broken down on the side of the road.
How many did we bought? Two. We bought two buses.
No, we bought one bus
Oh, we bought.
and one of each individual one. I don't know why we did that, but that's what
No. We did because I got upset that Yasu
yeah.
was by himself, and I didn't want Yasu.
We're gonna only buy Maru, Kura, Hina, and Yoko as the second one, so we could keep the bus, and then we could like put the boys on our bags or whatever. And then it was like, oh my god, we can't only not buy one. Like, when there were more members, we wouldn't feel like we were deliberately singling out
one person.
the one who's
Brain tumor.
been through so much and like is our
Angel.
angel.
That reminds me that the Smile Up of Amoy Dama, they let Yasu talk by himself. They thought Hina was like, I think it's important that Yasu talks by himself. And I was amazed at how blunt he was about his surgery. It was the first time that he actually, like it's quite obvious from the scar that trigger warning for people who don't like hearing about this sort of stuff. But it was quite obvious that he had to have his skin pulled back from his head and stuff like that. And he really did and articulate himself really well, and how it's going to be a lifelong battle. And it's one of those moments where it's just because he doesn't talk so much, you know, he's not a huge chatty boy. So when he gets a bit chatty, especially about things like All Is Well, which we will get to, it was really, to me, I was very proud of him.
Great.
Also, speaking of Smile Up, Gamushara.
So Amanda watched it before I did, because I was doing something, I think, when it came on, and she watched it, and she brought me into the room, and she was like, so I think that they made some sort of bet, and the winner was whoever passed out first, and then she showed me the video.
Like Okura. Go watch that video, guys. The Smile Up version of Gamushara. I've written, We're They on Drugs. I'm a fantastic typist. But I've never seen Okura move so much in my life. And then, like, Yoko's even, like, fucking moving. And then, you know, we obviously have the If All characters pop in for a bit of time. And, you know, it was an interesting, it was nice.
It reminded me of Jukebox Rescue.
Oh, Jukebox. A plus.
That's maybe the last time that I've seen Okura display that amount of energy.
Everyone should just watch Okura in Rescue. We saw
and then all the way to the end of Atopop.
Yeah,
where he
just faints. We saw them. Oh God, where was it?
Fukuoka.
It
was when we first met.
It was when we first met. Oh, that's nice. And on the second night, I guess because they weren't able to, because they have to go to do Hatsumode with all of the Johnnies, they weren't able to have, you know, like a bit of a drinky drank for New Year's. And so they were absolutely blasted on the second night of Jukebox in Fukuoka. And we thought this was hilarious, but a lot of foreign fans didn't. And Okura was just drumming so hard that he completely knocked his microphone a mile away from his face. So when it came to his like bridge kura bit, he was just like, and then he just gave up.
Yeah, he was like leaning,
it was too
falling
far
off
away.
of his stool.
Yeah, he was like, it was like a mile away. So he kept leaning back trying to get it. I would kill for this footage.
I know.
And it was just, and he was just like, fuck him, whatever.
Gift.
Yeah.
The vault. We need to have the keys to the vault.
Yeah, the vault. I would really love the vault. Last episode, we had Zach tell us all about.
What's the name? Tell me the name. Rainbows.
Stones, about the Gentleman of Stones. And this episode, we would like Laura to introduce her side hoe. So, Laura, take it away.
All right. I'm here to tell you about V6. V6 is a Johnny's group that debuted in 1995. So they are now, as a group, old enough to rent a car in most countries. Their first single was called Music for the People. If you can catch the PV, it is a masterpiece.
Is that the one you always bring up at karaoke?
That's one of them. It's got lasers and they're all like running and it's like, so V6, the V stands for either versus, victory, volleyball, vegetable, or bicycle. Depending on who you ask.
They're a volleyball group, just like
yeah.
Moose,
So their first single was for a volleyball tournament. So that's where volleyball comes from. Vegetable is because Sakamoto's parents own a vegetable shop. The verses is because they are they're two different age groups. So there's 20th century and coming century, the older and the younger three members. There are six of them. So it's not like Kanjani 8 where, you know, we have to make up a bunch of lies about.
Why are they?
Anyway, yeah, they're split into the older three and the younger three. The older three are Sakamoto and Inohara and Nagano. You may know some of them from things. Sakamoto is my favorite. He does musicals. I saw him as Zorro, and it was awesome. We also saw him in
Top Hat.
Yeah, Top Hat, also awesome. Also included Yara, that was very good.
Yara was doing all of his dancing for him.
Yes, but
But he's very charming. He has
yeah,
that very
and he
old time.
sings very well.
Yeah.
So 20th Century are the good singers of the group, and then Coming Century are Miyake Ken, Face of a Child, Body of a Man, Voice of a Duck, Morita Go, aka Not Exile, but, you know,
Looks like he should be an
ex of Ueto Aya.
who married the head of Exile.
Yep. Who has a type.
Yep.
And, of course, Okada, who we all know as Jesus. Okada was 16 when V6 was formed. He is from Kansai. He's from Hirakata. He is now the figurehead of Hirakata Park.
The plug.
The plug is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
The
Like,
concept.
Okay, so
there are goods.
Yeah.
Like there are goods that I
Yeah.
really love, but the Hirakata Park electrical cord is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
So Hirakata Park is a theme park in Hirakata, and Okada is their face, and they actually named him the head of the park, which is pronounced Encho. And extension in Japanese is also pronounced Encho. And so as a piece of goods to commemorate Okada becoming the Encho of Hirakata Park, they released an Encho cord, which is an extension cord. But yes, so he was very young. There are a lot of stories about Coming Century being terrified of Sakamoto, who was like in his late 20s when V6 formed. He had been in Johnny's for a long time. He was basically about to quit.
Yeah.
And then finally, he was put into a group, and Kanjani fans may have seen the clip where it was after the year 2000, where they sent, I think it was maybe Yoko Hina and Ryo, maybe. It was before they debuted. They sent them into a room.
The interview one?
No, they sent them into a room with 20th Century to tell them that they should retire.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my god.
Because the 20th Century is
Finished,
over.
yeah.
And seeing that, it's a hidden camera video, and you can tell why the younger kids were afraid of Sakamoto, because he gets mad. Like they think that they're being serious, and they're just like, how dare you say this to us? And it's great. It's a masterpiece. They had a 11-year-long television show called Gakkoe Iko. People have maybe seen clips of it. I feel like there's a lot of really well-known things from that show. One of my favorites is they used to do a game called Where Are You Going? Where they would just go up to someone and they would ask where they were going, and they would have to go with them to wherever they were going.
They're still doing that right now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. And they had like a place where they were supposed to try to get, but they did it once in America, and Okada ends up in Mexico. Like one of them ends up in the desert. It's fucking amazing. It's like really, really good television. And Now they're not doing quite as much, but they're steadily, putting out their singles and their albums. They're all extremely talented. Many of them can still do backflips.
Yeah.
It might be argued that some of them shouldn't still be doing backflips.
Bones.
I say this as someone who saw Sakamoto fall after doing a backflip. But they still do it because it's sort of part of their shtick.
When I got into Johnny's, I always got like a vibe from Okada that he kind of didn't want to do V6 anymore. But like in the past couple of years, it's kind of like he's gone,
Yeah,
I love these guys. Hugs. Yeah. And he just hugs so they've been on a lot of, I feel like the past 2 years they've been on so many magazine covers, like the weekly television papers and stuff like that, and they just look like they're a bunch of old dudes having fun.
Yeah,
old dads.
Yeah, peak dad energy.
Yeah. No, I mean the thing.
Inochi is a dad.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, it's like their group. It's like a model of what a Johnny's group should aspire at. That's
Absolutely.
different age groups, regardless of getting married and so on and so forth. Even if your activities goes down in a year, you're still gonna be there. It's just part. It's a job. It's a job that you're just gonna do.
Absolutely.
And they're satisfied. They've been through the heights. That's like I remember early 2000s to late 90s, early 2000s. Everything that are. A lot of people are just talking about V6. Or actually, it was not a big thing that time. Kinky Kids was just two of them, but everything is about V6.
I forgot about Kinky Kid.
It's and then like how many years are there?
25.
25. So
1995.
Yeah. So it's like people goes to 25 years without ever having big scandals that will cause them to break up.
Yeah.
That's a real good dynamic for the group.
Their fan base is very nice too. Very chill. I remember I went to one of their concerts once and we were in the arena, and if you've ever seen what happens at a Kanjani concert when the streamers start flying, V6, they were just piled on the ground because everyone took one and was like, I'm good. That's all I need.
I think fandom or the fandom becomes mature with their.
I think so too. Definitely.
Yeah.
So like the wank that I can hear from the younger groups right now is what I've heard 10 years ago when UNJ was still the big thing.
Yeah.
I know, like, even, like, Sexy Zone fans are, like, quite mature now, and it's like, oh, when did that happen? Okay, so what song should we listen to get into V6?
Rock Your Soul. That's the one I always put on in karaoke. Yeah. But if you would like to see, like, Rock Your Soul is like they're all grown up and mature and looking handsome and like cool and confident. But if you want to see something like really adorable and charming and like just watch Okada Junichi have no idea where the fuck he is, watch Music for the People because
he's a baby.
I think he was in Johnny's a little bit longer than Tegoshi. Yeah, like Tegoshi broke the record that Okada had set of joining Johnny's to being in a debut group. But
what drama featuring a member of V6 would you suggest?
I really want to say Poo 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 because it's the most hilarious. I'm trying to think of dramas that I've watched. I would recommend that you watch the film Hold Up Down, where Okada is Jesus.
He literally plays Jesus.
And it also, the last third of the movie descends into a weird parody of The Shining, but...
Alright, quick fire session. Why Sakamoto?
He doesn't know where he is half the time, and I think he's handsome. He probably has big ears, and I haven't realized it yet, but...
It's Laura's thing. It's Laura's thing.
I don't know.
Favorite goods? You have a very special one, so does it really constitute as goods? I don't know, but...
Oh, yeah, my Okada signboard. Yeah, I have a signboard from signed by Okada that we received many moons ago in Yoyogi something or other arena.
And finally, V6 in one word.
Vegetable.
Thank you, Laura.
Aw.
Although you didn't explain bike.
Nagano's family owns a bicycle shop, and you know how V and B are the same because they're called boyz. So if you tell a Japanese person, yes, I like V6, they don't know what you're saying. You have to say, yes, I like boyz.
Anyway, thank you, Laura. We've all learned about V6.
B6.
Boyz. Next episode, I'm up. And everyone get ready to be depressed because it's about Tokyo. I'll stick to the band, I think. I will mention things in passing, but I really don't.
Mabo's the king.
Okay, now it's time for Rolling Coaster Radio. Our special guest this week is Nay, the wonderful Nay, very close friends with Zach and a good friend of our podcast. And we asked her to give her thoughts on the Kanjani song, or the Johnny song, that means the most to her. And she chose All Is Well. So here is Nay talking about All Is Well.
Hello everyone, this is Nay, or Naytaro from Twitter, and I've been an Eito fan since 2008. I met Zach the same year, and she's actually my oldest Eito friend. We've been through so much together. The Kanjani song that means the most to me is All Is Well. I know people hear this every day, but Kanjani 8 really saved me. Back then, before I met them, I always see the negative in everything. I hated everything, and I'm fueled by anger. Everything is just negative. But when I met Eito, it just changed. Suddenly, everything is positive. I can already smile. It's like all the grudges that I held in my heart are gone. I don't know how they did it, but it's really amazing. They really saved me. It has been 12 years since, and whenever I'm feeling down or I feel like I want to give up, I just listen to this song, and it feels like they are the ones telling me that everything's gonna be well in the end. Yasu also wrote this, which makes it even more special because he's the most special cupcake in the entire universe. Thank you. 今までずっといつも伝えたくてここで君を思っているよ愛してるこれからもずっと僕らだけのこの言葉 Always well.
Oh, thank you, Nay. I like how she was like, thank you, bye. Because you could tell she was...
No, I mean, I've been talking to her when she was doing this, and she was saying that I just thinking about doing it, I'm starting to tear up already. She said there that she doesn't like people, and technically I know that because we have this inside joke that if we choose to save when I was driving back in our country, if we choose to save a pedestrian or a cat, we're gonna choose the cat. So that kind of level. And she's been through a lot.
She has, yeah.
And, I mean, this song has been meaningful for her. So, yeah, it's...
Plus, it's written by her baby boy,
Yeah.
Mr. Yasuda. So, she, as a Yasu fan, has been through a lot. And it was a very confusing time. And, you know... I really recommend following Nay on Twitter. We'll put her links below because she's on the pulse of things, but she's also, you know, she has a really interesting life. She has some bloody beautiful cats.
Yeah.
She's a
Kohi and Neko-chan.
They are very cute, and she is a good cook. And we just adore her. You know, it's one of those ballads that you kind of think, yeah, all is well.
Actually, it comes up on the special times of your life. Like, just a short thing for me. I told Nate this also, that with All Is Well, my dad died the year before I went to Japan to watch my first Eater concert. and everything fall into place because I booked my tickets to Japan without even knowing that Kanjani has a concert that time. And then the first day of the concert was my second day in Japan. And then their last song was All Is Well. This was with Jukebox. And it's like them singing All Is Well as the last song before encore. It's like, this is not only Kanjani, it's saying to me that everything will be well. It's with my dad.
Yeah.
Saying that, hey, you're in your dream country already. Everything will be well. So it comes up everything. And I think with the situation right now, all will be well. All is well. All will be well. Eventually, everything will be well.
Thank you for joining us on episode 8 of Jam Ladies.
Oh, is it episode 8? Episode
Episode
8.
I actually didn't say it at the beginning, so sorry guys if you were lost. But yes, as always, we are on Twitter and not really Instagram, and you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Anchor, blah, 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 podcasty places. Please give us 5 stars so younger people pay attention to us. And yeah, if you would like to participate in the Rolling Coaster Radio, please fill in the Google Doc, which you can find on our Twitter. The responses so far have been fantastic and also very bizarre. So some of you, but we...
Jesus.
Okada Jesus.
Oh, wait. Can I just say, Jimmy Mackie is alive.
Jimmy Mackey's alive.
Jimmy Mackey.
And he's in No Good TV with Jin and They just messaged me. There you go. Jimmy Martin now.
Well, guys, Jimmy Mackey is back. Maybe we'll talk about that next time. But anyway, 5 stars. Yamapi, Jimmy Mackey. We have been the Jam Ladies. Kanjani!